Hi, this is Bobby, and as you can see from my title, unfortunately, my baby stopped growing, and I had a very early miscarriage at 7.5 weeks. So it was definitely a bit of a shocker, as when I went at my checkup at 6.5 weeks, I could see a little tiny, figure of the baby, and I could see the heartbeat. And, it was funny because I walked in at 7.5 weeks for my ultrasound, and the technician was like, "Oh, not much has changed, but let's see what's happening." And everything has changed. So she started searching for a baby and she couldn't find it, and I could see it on the screen as well. And all of a sudden, I'm like, "Uh-oh, something's wrong. This baby's not here anymore." And she could not find the heartbeat. She tried a couple times. She asked me to hold my breath and she was trying to get it, but there was no heartbeat. So that means the baby's no longer there. It definitely wasn't something I expected. It definitely threw me off a little bit. But at the same time, my human side of me was like, oh my gosh, I have to go through it all over again. And I was hoping I was going to be 2 months into it and only a few more weeks of like progesterone shots and planning, when the baby would come and how to kind of schedule my work and stuff. And it's like all of a sudden, all your dreams and all your plans just kind of disappear, So it definitely was just something that caught me off guard. But at the same time, my spirit side understands that, for this baby to come, the conditions have to be the best. And unfortunately, even though I did the best, my doctor did the best, it still wasn't the perfect condition for baby to come. And so I'm totally at peace, and I understand that, things happen for a reason, and body has its wisdom of, when something isn't right, it basically, gets rid of it or stops it. So how am I coping and what's helping me? And hopefully, if some women who are also going through the same experience are thinking how they can get over it, hopefully my tips will help you. So one of the things that helps me quite a bit is actually just trusting that it will still happen as long as I'm willing to give it a try. And lucky for me, I still have 6 embryos left. So I'm actually going to go for D&C, have my body cleaned up this week, and then I'm going to take maybe 6 to 8 weeks to rest, let my body bounce back, and then I'm going to try again. So I don't know if you're in the same situation and you still have embryos and can go and try it again. That's something you always can do. Emotionally, and I think to have this feeling of like well-being, I believe this oil, aromatherapy oil by doTERRA frankincense oil, has been helping me. Sometimes I just look around and I find things around my house. And I actually had this one from, I think maybe last year. So it is generally prescribed, or not prescribed, but like, the benefits. It benefits someone who has maybe stress, anxiety, maybe like a little depression. It just kind of helps you gain, this feeling of wellness, of things being good. So I generally will take, and I only just started a couple days ago, I will just take a little bit, like a little teeny tiny amount of it. I'll put it around my nose so I can smell it. And then I'll put it on my palm and I'll just rub my hands and like breathe it in. And it's such a beautiful scent. So that helps to just kind of reset my system and helps me feel good. One more thing which helps sometimes after you have miscarriage, your sleeping pattern is kind of interrupted. I think body's in a little bit of shock too. And I know I started waking up, like one night I woke up at 3 in the morning, another night at 6 in the morning, but then I started taking this calcium and magnesium. It's called OsteoProCare. I will leave the link below if you'd like to get a bottle. This is actually calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D supplement, but it also has a whole bunch of other minerals As you can see, it's like a whole list. And this thing, I take 2 tablespoons at night, and it just helps me sleep so much better. And I think magnesium is also something that's like very calming, soothing for the body. So it also helps with like stress and anxiety and stuff. So those are 2 things. The next thing that has helped me is this charcoal, activated charcoal. It helps me because I still feel a little like unsettled and have little nausea in the morning. And sometimes I just feel like a little bloated when I eat. So when I take this first thing in the morning, sometimes 2 capsules, and if I feel like maybe more, then I'll have 4 capsules. And for sure, I take another 2 capsules at night. So then by the morning, it just like, helps to clear my body from like nausea and toxins. One more thing that I have and have been using. So I have been getting some cramps, and basically my abdomen and my belly area just doesn't feel comfortable. So I have Biomat, which has infrared heat, and that heat is just like so soothing for any cramps. And it also has amethyst crystals, which are one of the oldest healing stones. So it helps with grief, it helps with sadness. And quite honestly, I didn't really have like any traumatic kind of feelings or experiences around it. It was almost like, I don't know, I think the Biomat's helping me because I know some other women are just like very, very distraught by it. I think what's helping me too is that it has happened a few times before when my pregnancy didn't develop. So I think I developed like this emotional resilience where I bounce back and I'm like, you know what, let's look forward. Let's see what I can do about it. And I also focus on all the good things that I have in my life. If I focus on not having a baby, of course, that can bring me down, but I still have health. I still have my job and my clients. I still have a nice place to live. So when I start thinking about all these things, I'm just like filled with gratitude, and that has been definitely helping. And one of my mottos these days is like every day is a blessing. There are people who have cancer, there are people who are on a wheelchair. There's just so much pain around, and not having this type of pain, physical pain or any, restrictions, is just a way to, it's just like I celebrate every day. Maybe sometimes I do feel still a little tired and fatigued, but I try to find something that I'm grateful for every day. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching and sharing my story with me and, coming along on my journey, and I will keep you updated. Take care.